Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Oriole Field, Auburn in New South Wales for this game of baseball in the Claxton Shield series for the Australian Championship between South Australia wearing the red uniforms and Victoria wearing the blue and white. We are watching play now in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the score is South Australia 7, Victoria 0. At the moment, South Australia has runners on second and third base with 2 out, and we're watching Dean Towell, the South Australian left fielder, at bat. He has a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 out, and very shortly, as soon as this half inning finishes, we will show you how South Australia scored the majority of their runs. But we'll stick with the game just for the moment as Lynch pitches to Towell. He pops the ball up in the air. Sheldon Collins, the shortstop, going back, pulls out for the left fielder to make the catch, and so that's the out for South Australia. So after 6 completed innings, South Australia leads Victoria by 7 runs to 0. But let's take you back in time by means of videotape recording to the first innings of the ball game. Victoria was dismissed without score. They got 1 man on, and then a double play cut them out in the first inning. And then to bat came South Australia. Darren Roberts walked. Dennis Telfer bunted, but the bunt was misplayed, and he was credited with a base hit. Mark Peters came up and sacrificed Roberts and Telfer around to second and third. Then up the bat came Brian Cakebread. So with 1 out, there were runners at second and third. Runners at second and third and 1 out. Batter now is Brian Cakebread. Brian, a very experienced ball player, playing third base for South Australia. He is 33. He coaches the Sturt Club. He's a primary school teacher. And he lists as his hobbies coaching junior baseball. This is 7th series. College player, semi-pro in the United States in his youth. Also coached in college. That will be a run. Linger going. It'll be 2 runs. 2 base hit. They stand up. 2 runs. Roberts and Telfer cross the plate as Cakebread comes up with a stand-up double. Where was the pitch? Gee, that's good contact. That is good contact. And that ball went, well, not quite. There they go, around the corner. Hold it up, don't throw it, says Cockrell. And they didn't, they just ran it in. 2 runs to South Australia. Great double. Up the middle by Brian Cakebread. This brings to bat the left fielder, Dean Towell. Plays for East Torrens, a toolmaker by occupation. And this is his 3rd Claxton Shield series. He's 26 years of age. He lives at Athelstone. Oh! Just changed his mind. It's a hit. No run, though. Linger throws at third base, which was a waste of time. Run him before he was there. He's the designated hitter, the man who bats for the pitcher. Mal is 30 years of age. Mal is 31 years of age. And his birthday about 10 days ago. Oh! That could be another long hit. Another 2 runs. Goes through the third baseman's legs. And lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, they are still making baseball gloves with holes in them. Here it is again. Pitcher, oh, well up in the strike zone, and he made hay while the sun shone. Klinger can't catch it. They get out there. Linger can't find the handle on the ball. Finally does. Here's the throw to Burke. It's not a good throw. It went right through. Oh, nasty, nasty, nasty. Burke claims that he thought he had the ball in his glove.
Well, there's finally some activity in the Victorian bullpen.
Yes, they're walking up there.
Injury, and I think very unwise to play a boy in this situation, because once he loses his arm, that's it.
Infield playing in. Runner on third. Well blocked by Cockerell. Pitch in the dirt. South Australia 4, Victoria nothing. Another run scoring. Oh, pardon me, they're having a birthday. That only makes the second out. And that was David Doonan. Galloway's the number 8 hitter in the lineup, and there are 2 out and nobody on. Wallacott's throwing him on the bat. Oops, a daisy, extra bases. Two bases at least for Galloway. This game is gone already. This game is gone already. And this is probably the end of Victoria's chance of successfully defending their Claxton Shield. This inning. Marty Beyer at bat, the number 9 batter in the lineup. Manager Dave Went coming out of the Victorian dugout.
Keeping him in there. Well, I guess with an experienced man like Warnicott, the manager would go along a little longer with him. But with 5 runs up, it's going to be tough for Victoria to get back into this game.
Oh, Meyer looks like he's going for the doctor. Would you believe that in the Victorian bullpen they only took 1 ball down and threw it out of the park, and so the warm-up pitcher isn't warming up any longer? Some clubs would believe that. Well-organised clubs would never believe that you'd send the relief pitcher down with only 1 ball. I always sent my guy down with 4. The guy couldn't catch at the other end.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 5. Ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Marty Beyer at bat, the first baseman for South Australia. And if he gets on base, then up comes the original leadoff, Darren Roberts, for his 2nd hit of the inning. He's out of there. And South Australia scores 5 runs in the bottom half of the first, and that's the score in the game. South Australia 5 off 5 hits, and Victoria nothing at the bottom of the first. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back live here at Oriole Park, And we're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Victoria didn't score in the top of the 7th, and there's the scoreline at the moment. South Australia with 2 down, and John Galloway at bat. He cuts it off foul. Away the batter. South Australian catcher. Oh, he swung at it. The pitcher delivers one of his tricky pitches in a 2-strike situation. The batter swings and misses, but the catcher also misses the pitch. It strikes the top of his shin guard and bounces into the air. Then he catches the ball before it bounces. Can the batter run to first base, or can he try for first base? Let's give you that question again. This is for baseball fans. I'll explain it a little later. The pitcher delivers one of his tricky pitches in a 2-strike situation. The batter swings and misses, but the catcher also misses the ball. It strikes the top of his shin guard and bounces into the air. Then he grabs the ball on the fly. Can the batter try for... David Buckthorpe, second baseman, batting. Victorian batting lineup tonight. Buckthorpe swapped it up in the air. Second baseman going back. Roberts makes the catch. Strikes out. While we were away looking at South Australia's first innings 5 runs, Matthew Sheldon Collins came up with a great play for Victoria. He puts down a little bunt, and he could be safe here too. He is safe. That's the unusual place to dump it down the line, down the first base line. But he got the good pitch that he wanted, and look at it, it perfectly rolls across the grass for him. He's running inside the line, which is naughty of him, but he is safe. Oh, good shot by Wignall. That's going long. It could go over. It could go over. It's gone over. It's a home run. It's a home run. Great drive by Wignall. Base hit by Linger. And a word now from Coach Ross Straw as we see the replay of this pitch.
Yes, right down the middle of the strike zone. Elkson is showing.
You saw him in our replay bunt up the first base line, and when he got onto first base, what happened to him was he got picked off. Elkson gave him a good move, looked towards the hitter and picked him off, just like that. Only Sheldon Collins was on the wrong foot and got picked off.
Ball.
Inside again. Yes, definitely, you're right, Ross. He's not as sharp as he was earlier. After Wignall's home run, he came back with a devastatingly fast pitch inside to Linger. Sheldon Collins hits to a second baseman, and he's out of there, and so is Victoria. But they got a run in the first innings. This is Darren Roberts, the batter. 1 ball to call. That's what he's done so far. 7 hits for 18 times at bat. Average of 389. Magnificent batting average for a lead-off batter. Plays second base, and his club in South Australia is Central District.
Come on, now, good control, 1 out.
1 out, nobody on. 1 ball, fakes the bunt, but doesn't go through with it. Lynch was charging off the mound. Burke was charging in from third base. This is the bottom of the 8th. South Australia leading 7 runs to 1. Another
not one has been successful.
2 strikes. Play.
2 strikes the call, 1 out, first occupied. South Australia leading 7-1. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Ground ball to the shortstop. Will he turn it over? There's the first one, and there's the second one. That's the way to turn over the double play. They're good, these boys.
That's the 3rd double play this combination have got tonight. This is the greatest double play combination I've ever seen in this country.
Fans at the start, remember the pitcher delivers one of his tricky pitches. The batter swings and misses, but the catcher also misses it. It strikes the top of his shin guard, bounces in the air, and he catches the ball on the fly. Can the batter try for first base? Well, the answer to the problem is this. Although the catch is unusual, it is legal, and the batter is out on strikes. Rule 605B and Casebook 2, a catch, the definition of a catch and in flight.
Play. Good talking up there.
Oh. Well, Victoria needs 6 runs to keep the game alive here. Ball a strike, and the strike zone is between the batter's knees and his armpits and above the home plate. Norm Cockrell, the Victorian catcher, at bat. It's a high pitch. Although I hear that the Metrification Board has issued a publication that says all major sports have gone metric. Well, I've got a hot flash for them. Struck out looking. Oh, a wild swing, but nowhere near that one. I think he'd made up his mind to swing before he walked into the batter's box.
It's like that, but Elkson's digging deep now. He's coming up with good pitches. He's a little tired, but he's a champion. He's coming back with that 7-1 lead. I don't blame him.
Elkson's statistics. That was before this game. He is now going, he's gone nearly 19 innings for 2 earned runs. He has another how many strikeouts? Another 8 strikeouts, so he's got 20 strikeouts at the moment. And his earned run average would be somewhere about the same. Somewhere about the same. It was 0.9. He's mowing the Victorians down.
He's come back very strong.
Great pitching by Greg Elkson. His statistics at the moment are 9 innings. He's given up 8 hits, 9 strikeouts, no bases on balls, no wild pitches, and just 1 earned run. Magnificent performance. No walks. Pitches now to Chris Straw, the Victorian first baseman. No way Victoria can get out of this one. I gave him up for lost in the first. Straw flies out to the right field. That's the game. Celebrations for South Australia because they go to 2nd place on the Claxton Shield table. A great effort there by Greg Elkson. A winning game, a great winning game by Greg Elkson. And the players ready to congratulate each other at the home plate. There are the statistics. South Australia 7, Victoria 1. Both got 8 hits, both had 1 error. But the difference between the 2 teams was the pitching. Greg Elkson, magnificent.
Yes, there's no doubt about it. Pitching is the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. If you've got a good pitcher, you've got a chance of winning. And Elkson showed every pitcher what he should do. He got in front of all the hitters where the Victorian pitchers were getting behind. Brian Warnicott certainly didn't have a great night tonight. All champions have a bad night, but he didn't seem to be warmed up when he came into the game. Perhaps he's missing Robert Brown, the Victorian pitching coach, because he came onto the mound and didn't look to be completely warm.
Incidentally, Rowan, the Victorian Australian pitching coach, was called home hurriedly just at the weekend because his younger son was hospitalised. And we send both Robert and his son all the best. Well, the table, Claxton Shield table now stands as follows. Queensland is on top with 10 points. South Australia, by virtue of winning that game, has 8 points and is in second place. Victoria, Western Australia and New South Wales have 6 points, each 3 wins. And Northern Territory, the 6th team in the competition, has yet to get any points. So it's Queensland 10, South Australia 8, New South Wales, Victoria and Western Australia 6, Northern Territory 0. There we are. The points you can see in the middle column: 10 to Queensland, 6 to Victoria, 6 to WA, 8 now to South Australia, who are clearly second. New South Wales also 6, Northern Territory 0. So Queensland in the box seat and being chased along by South Australia. And they play in the first game at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you want to hear the result of that game, tune into ABC Radio tomorrow evening at 6:30 Eastern summertime, because I'll be on the air on the First Network stations all around the country with a summary of that game. Don't forget, on Saturday and Sunday next, we will have more baseball direct from Auburn here at Oriole Park. On Saturday, we'll have the game between South Australia and Western Australia. That's at 1 o'clock